for their hometown guys. They're fired up and ready to go as they get set to match up with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. Room here to run. Space to maneuver at the 40. And he'll take it to the 43-yard line. This drive starting off on the right foot. 18 yards. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They keep it with Miller on 1st down. And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
On 2nd down, here's Miller. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Calais Campbell on the stop.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
From the gun on 3rd, Watson. He finds his target, Fuller. Give him 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs.
One of the selling points of the corner route is usually the receiver is able to move away from the defender. But in this case, he didn't get that far away.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Come back, come back. Tiger, tiger, tiger. Tiger, tiger, tiger.
A 1st down carry now for Miller. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Carry for C.J. Prosise. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Count me as a little bit surprised by what we just saw there because this has been a pretty long drive, and normally you think that wears down a defense. In this case, looked like the offensive line let them down a little bit.
Yeah, allowed the penetration and the ability to stuff them for a loss. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Yannick Ngakoue in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. On 4th down, here's the veteran Shane Lechler to punt it away. only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And it'll be Jaguar football as they take over deep in their own territory. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. On first down, Bortles. And the catch made here by Marquise Lee. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. Nice way to start the drive. A gain of 12 and a first down. Here's Leonard Fournette, 1,000-yard rusher from a year ago. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
And that was a good run. This was only one of 9 guys to go over 1,000 yards in 2017. And I think you can't let him run wild here.
What do you think, 100 yards, the measuring stick?
Always. That is the threshold. You want to keep him under that if you want to play good defense.
Green 80. Green 80.
On second down, here's Fournette. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
So a good run by Fournette. Now another 1st and 10.
Green 80.
Now a play fake here on first down. Dumps it off to Fournette. So he got free of 1 tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
76. Green 80. Green 80.
To throw is Bortles. And Austin Seferian-Jenkins has it. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Bortles to the former Jet, Seferian-Jenkins for the Jags first down. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 42-yard line.
Green 80.
Throwing now is Bortles. He'll check this one off to Fournette. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it, they love it, because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves and expressing, let's keep throwing it. We're doing pretty well.
Now Bortles, flush to his right. Space to run past the 20. Completes it to Lee. And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. A very solid gain of 27.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
The Jags with their first opportunity in the red zone. This is 1st and goal from about the 8. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get them in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive. Will they be able to revert and fire out and create some space in the run game?
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. Alongside the former defensive back Charles Davis, I'm Brandon. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal.
Green 80. Green 80. White 39, Lucy. Green is it.
He'll get it up the middle. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. So stuff for no gain on 2nd down brings up a pretty interesting 3rd from this distance.
I'm throwing the ball, and I'm not even thinking about play pass. I'm going to let them know right away I'm throwing it, but I'm probably giving my quarterback some room, sprint him out to one side or the other, and give him an opportunity. If it breaks down, he can take off and run for it.
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal?
11.
Working from the gun, it's Bortles. Flushed out right. And here he'll get it down to the 7. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
Well, partner, nothing comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a 1st down, but he does gain additional yardage to set up a possible field goal attempt if they decide to go that route.
And that one, oh my goodness, that was almost too easy.
Yeah, and you're not going to have too many attempts shorter than that one. I don't think anyone got a finger on it. That's about as bad a miss as you can have.
And now out comes Houston, and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win 1st down. You win 2nd down. And guess what? You start accumulating 1st downs, and that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
And he's able to get up here to the 26. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he stopped immediately there. Tashawn Gibson there on the tackle. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are. Figure out the things that they really want to accomplish and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Watson now to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Fuller. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That's good for a Texan 1st down, a 12-yard pickup.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a 1st down for them, too.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a 1st down throw. Watson dumps it complete to Miller. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. A shotgun snap for Watson. And gets this one to Bruce Ellington. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down. Watson in the offense going to come up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. They'll run it now out of the gun. Myles Jack there to make the tackle.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Watson going to give this one to Miller. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And just like that, it's 3rd down. Out of the gun, Watson. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards and a first.
We just saw a nice example of why teams often bring in baseball guys to teach quarterbacks how to slide in key situations. You want to protect your franchise guy. Make sure he doesn't get hurt. He did exactly that on that play. A perfect slide to avoid the big hit and pick up a first down.
On 1st and 10, Watson setting up the screen for Miller. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on 1st down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a first down. Watson in the offense going to come up 1st and 10. And he's completed all 7 of his passes thus far. 2 minutes remain in a scoreless first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. Watson in the offense going to come up 1st and 10. And he's hit on all 6 of his throws on this drive. They go back to the ground now with Miller. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who could do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. On 2nd down, here's Watson. His throw caught at about the 5. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first. They'll try and run for it with Miller. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. Now the Jags will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. One man in the backfield. That's Miller. Second and goal. They'll try to punch it in with Miller. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Lamar Miller, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Texans are in for 6. Tavecchio good on the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. Tavecchio now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. Even though they might not find the number 1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot.
And I love that word, hot, because every team in the league wants to go into the playoffs on that uptick. Because a lot of the time you serve notice to the rest of the league that, hey, we're the team you need to deal with. We're the team that's going to be a real problem for you. And if they can continue this streak, they could very well be that team and gain that confidence that they're seeking as they head to the playoffs. And
confidence, that's the word I would use from our meetings with them. They said we're playing our best football right now. It is showing. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Sunday.
Bortles on the give to Fournette. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we'll get you over to an abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out come the Jaguars now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Throwing on first down is Bortles. Lee's got it over the middle. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
Bortles to throw on 3rd and 1. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down. Bortles going to come up here on 1st and 10, and he's completed all 7 of his passes thus far.
380.
From the gun, it's Bortles. And an alley to run. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
From midfield, here's Bortles. And complete over the middle, Safarian Jenkins. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Bortles now on first down. This is Yeldon on the dump off. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Bortles able, but in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. Robert Ayers in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
And the Jaguars send out their punter, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. So here's the Texans offense now. They get set to start this 3rd quarter. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
And how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way down to the 22-yard line.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Here's a give to Miller. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Again, it's Miller. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Come back, come back.
From the gun, here's Watson. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 4th down. Tavecchio puts this one through, and the lead moves to 10-zip. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the third quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Bortles now on 1st down. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A gain of 39 that time.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. On 1st down, Bortles. They go with a screen. It's Yeldon. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. The loss of 3 on that 1st down pass play. Now 2nd and 13.
11.
Shotgun now for Bortles. Now he'll escape to his left. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back now in Houston. The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
Here we go.
Now the penalty, a big assist to this offense. Now it's 3rd and 3.
Hank.
To throw is Bortles. Escaping. Oh, no, lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get it the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
Well, I think you'd have to say defensively, these guys are doing their job pretty well, right?
Yeah, we talked about them holding them under 20 points, right, on defense, and they've done that. They've held them. The problem is their own offense hasn't answered their challenge, which was to score more.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you saying magic number was right around 20, and the offense has been the issue. You're right. Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Come back, come back. Tiger.
Watson now operating from the gun. Underneath for Miller. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Come back, come back.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. Fuller brings it in over the middle. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. The Texans on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Operating from the gun, Watson. It's hauled in by Ellington. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46. Now a handoff to Miller. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. You'd have to use timeouts. What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. It leaves them with 3rd and just a yard. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll try to run for it with Miller. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Now it appears we're going to get whistles and a stop. A man down on the return. And in Week 17, let's hope this won't affect him for the playoffs. We'll step aside. Fleckler now on as he'll punt this away. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker out on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. And the reception made by Dante Moncrief. Dante Moncrief past the 20. And all the way down to the 10-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 81 yards. A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. Working from the gun, it's Bortles. Eluding the pressure right. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, the defensive guys won't be real happy because there won't be a sack on this play because he did get back to the line of scrimmage. But what a job they did overall. Hemmed him in and gave him nowhere to go with the football.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal.
11B, 11B. Lucy.
Bortles now to throw. Stepping up, and they will score. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. Blake Bortles, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Jaguars are within an extra point of tying this one up. And he missed it. No good. And they'll remain down by a point. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. Remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough first downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
They'll try and run some clock here with Miller. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. To throw on 2nd is Watson. It's complete to Fuller. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down. Defensively, they're okay with that. Short little route, tackle him inbounds. Okay.
All right, cliche alert. It's time for someone to make a play because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big happen for them.
And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Miller will get it. He has been busy today. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning.
Richmond.
Here's Watson to throw on second down. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game of the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
11B.
So after the INT, it's Bortles. Safarian Jenkins has it. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. After the penalty, it's Yeldon. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively.
Hank.
Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The 4-time All-Pro, J.J. Watt. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14.
Hank.
Back to throw. Caught, Safarian Jenkins, right side. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. They'll try and run for it with Yeldon. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal.
I know a lot of people won't like the draw called in that situation, but every now and then that pops big. In this case, it didn't happen.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. They'll look to throw. And he's taken to the ground, but he was pulled down by the face mask. Here come the flags. And I believe this is going to be a first down.
Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
So now then, the penalty's got him set up with a first and goal.
Lucy, Lucy. Lucy, Lucy, Lucy. Hank, 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 Hank.
He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Robert Ayers in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. On is Josh Lambo now for the Jaguar field goal. This to almost certainly win the football game. And this one is right through. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. So he's able to come through in a hostile environment, and you'd have to imagine that's the game winner.
Yeah, how about that? And the way that this game's gone, you think they really wanted to get to overtime and take their chances there? They wanted to get this thing done. When you're the visitor, you don't want to play into overtime. You want to knock it down, get it done, and go home.
One last throw here for Watson. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final